This Torah class is brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.
Progress.
Okay, good morning everyone. Shalom Aleichem, Baruch Haba. We're continuing Mishna Berura, Daf Hashavua. We're up to Siman Pei. Siman Pei. Be'eza mekayimos asar likros kriya Shema. In which places is it prohibited to read Shema? In which places is it prohibited to read Shema? Says the Mechaber, a person should not walk in dirty alleyways, and put his hand on his mouth, and say the Shema, even if you're in the middle of reading, even if you're walking, you would have to stop when you get to a dirty alleyway. And when you leave there, even if the delay was the amount of time it took to complete the whole thing, which usually we say that amount of delay is considered a genuine hefsek, you only have to go back to where you're up to, you don't have to start again. Some say you do have to go back to the beginning. That is the ikar. V'ayin la'el siman samach hey. Okay, so Mishna Berura Sivkatan Aleph. Yaniach yadai. What exactly are you doing by putting your hand on your mouth? Kalaymar shekoyrei kol kach belachash ad she'enoi nikar klal shemarachish b'svasav gam kenasar. What does it mean? Yaniach yadai al piv. It means you say it so quietly that it's almost unrecognizable that you're saying anything. It's still asar. The Dirshu brings that earlier we learned in Siman Tesiv Katan Hey that someone who's careful not to say Hashem's name in a Makayim Metunaf, it's a skula for Arichas Yamim. We say about him, Uvadavar Hazat Ta'arichu Yamim. On the other hand, the Gra brings, Shulchan Aruch brings, the Einish is Kares. We had in the Bir Halacha Siman Pei Gimel Sif Hey. The Bir Halacha brought that somebody who kept his Sfarim in a place that was meyuchad for the bathroom, not only do we say Kidvar Hashem Baza, but also it affected his children, that his children left the fold. And this was the Einish. In other words, it's very serious that one has to be careful of the cleanliness of the place that a person learns and keeps his svarim. Okay. Weiter. Sivkatim Beis. Kishayagia. Right, Solomer. When you get b'toich dal ramos, within the 4 cubits, v'im hulafanav, and if it's in front of you, aser k'mlayenav, it's aser in eye shot. V'chein ikar, that you'd have to go back to the beginning if you delay the amount of time to finish the whole thing. Ayin b'siman samachei b'Mishna Berura shebeyarnu sham kol prate hadin. Sif Beis. Afilu leharher b'divrei Torah asur b'beis hakisei u'beis hamerchatz. Even to think in words of Torah, it is prohibited in a bathroom or a bathhouse. Uvemakom hatinoifis, or in a dirty place. V'hu hamakom sheish b'yitzayim meraglaim. That is the place that has excrement and urine. Hagav afilu hilchos hamerchatz asur lumoy b'merchatz. You can't have a say there in hilchos hamerchatz in the merchatz. You want to be an Iber Chacham. You say, okay, I'm not going to learn Ktsois HaChoshen, but I'm going to have a say there in Siman Pei Daled in the merchatz. No, don't have a say in Siman Pei Daled in the merchatz. What about to speak in Hebrew? In Lashon Kodesh, Dvarim shel Chayil muter la'amram sham b'Lashon HaKodesh. Secular subjects you could speak in Hebrew. So in other words, if you're, it's become a Jewish pastime to shmooze in the mikvah. You could tell the difference between Chasidim and non-Chasidim. The non-Chasidim, they do their thing, they go to the mikvah as quickly as possible. It's not like a cultural pastime, But those who are really into it, if you want to know if somebody's a real mikvah goer, if he strikes up, if he's chatty, the guy who's chatty in the mikvah, he's a real mikvah goer. So you're allowed to have a conversation in Lashon Kodesh. Yes. We'll see in the Mishnah Berura, it's midas chasidus not to. It's midos chasidus not to. See, number 8. That's mashma, by the way, that you're allowed to speak in another language, even though the Ramah said earlier that you're not allowed to speak in the bathroom. The Minchas Yitzchak explains that l'tzorech gadol you're allowed to speak kishe'enoi nifna. Very interesting. The din of the Sefer Chasidim, that midas chasidus is tzimachmer, that's only if you live outside of Eretz Yisrael. But if your language of operation is Lashon Kodesh, it's not even midas chasidus not to speak in a merchatz, in Lashon Kodesh. So in Eretz Yisrael, you could be chatty, manishma, yeah. You could say why, all the words in Lashon HaKodesh you're allowed to say. It's not even midas chasidus. Fine, weiter. Says Mishnah Berura, Sif kata and dalad. Afil lahara v'afil b'zman she'ein sham adam. Even at a time that there's nobody there, we had this many times already. The din of a merchatz. I don't know if you saw what I posted on Monday. What's the din of the merchatz? Is the din of a merchatz? It's because of havel, havla, v'zuhama. That's what it seemed like from the last Mishnah Berura on the Siman and from other comments of the Mishnah Berura. Just we weren't sure because it seems like it's dependent on what percentage of the people are unclothed there. So if it was a din in the hevel and the zuhama, why does it matter in the outer room? Then most people are dressed. In the inner room, most people are unclothed. If it's a din on hevel v'zuhama, then what does it have to do with whether people are dressed or not? Unless the pshat is a beis hamerchatz is usher because of hevel. What has a din of a beis hamerchatz? If people are usually undressed, that reflects it's a beis hamerchatz. But the tam for the beis hamerchatz is the hevel v'zuhama. Or do we say a makom that people are usually undressed is by definition a makom that's not kadosh? But again, that would be chiddush. The Mishnah Berura didn't say anything of that sort. Okay. In any event, even if nobody's there, b'divrei Torah, v'chein asr la'ayin v'beis hakisei b'mishkalei hashemois v'ha'pa'alim shaloshen ha'kodesh. Likewise, it's asr to be ayin in the bathroom in various rules of dikduk, of nouns and verbs and tenses and binyanim. She'ein derech la'agia li'yadiya rak al pi haksuvim. The only way to understand these subjects is through psukim. V'yavai lahar b'mikra, you're going to come to think about psukim. So there's no, I don't want to catch anybody learning dikduk in a beis hamerchatz. What? What? Okay. Now, what about listening to Torah anytime in the bathroom? So he brings in the Dirshu that Rabbi Meir says you should be zahir not to do this because you could come to hear her, which is asr makam hamatunafim. Yeah, Parsha. Okay. Upasha the mutar adam is b'nei v'eisakisa b'goydol sheflusai. It's Parsha a person could contemplate his great lowliness. V'shabasoifai yachsar kulai liyos afar rima v'toileah. And in the end, you will turn into dust, worms, and maggots. Ve'ein na'alai hagaiva, and gaiva is not fitting for him.
Isn't that based on the Mishna Pirkei Avos?
Yeah, the Mishna Pirkei Avos advises that you should think about this. But you are allowed to think about that you're going to end up being eaten by worms. The picture of a person being eaten by worms is not Torah per se. I mean, why are we worried? You're going to start thinking about the Mishna Pirkei Avos. You're going to be thinking, why does that Mishnah come before this Mishnah? Why did Akavi ben Mahalal say it? Nobody remembers that. No, we're not afraid that you're going to think that. The big shaila is, Rabbi Say, are you allowed to think about emunah in the bathroom? Are you allowed to think about the sheish mitzvahs tamidiyos in the bathroom? The Bir Halacha earlier in Siman Aleph, Sif Aleph, brings the name of the Sefer Chinuch. They are the sheish mitzvahs tamidiyos chiyuvan tamidi v'la yifsiku afilu rega echad b'chol zman v'chol sheyachshem yikayim mitzvahs aseh. However, the Levushe Mordechai says you still cannot think about the sheish mitzvahs tamidiyos in the bathroom. The Chachma Shloimei, the Rav Shlomo Kluger says it's mutter to think about Metzias Hashem in the bathroom. Reb Chaim Kanievsky says you're allowed to think about the sheish mitzvahs tamidiyos in the bathroom. The Bir Halacha writes in Sim Tavkov Peches not to do a mitzvah in the bathroom. That's a mitzvah sheyesh by masa. But the sheish mitzvah ain't by masa. By the way, so that would come out, you should not give tzedakah in the bathroom. Somebody sends you, the 90th link of the day. It would mean so much for me if you would contribute to, friends for, for Eskimos that support I don't know what, and you want to give tzedakah. So according to this Bir Halacha, it's a mitzvah sheyesh by maisa. What do you say? You allowed to do that? You're not allowed to do that? Is giving tzedakah a mitzvah sheyesh by maisa? The Dirshu quotes the Bir Halacha in Siman Tav Kuf Peches Sif Beis. I think he's talking about Tikiyah Shofar in the bathroom.
Tzedakah is not the same as Tikiyah Shofar.
Nira Shem Hischel. What?
Tzedakah is the same as Tikiyah Shofar. Tzedakah is not a Maisa mitzvah.
What is it?
So with your money, you be mekayim a mitzvah. Yeah?
It's not. It's a mitzvah.
If I tell someone I'm donating this money, I'm yotzei mitzvah tzedakah, but I'm not. What's the Maisa?
Giving it. The Maisa is giving it.
Saying give $1 or put it in credit card is all Maisa mitzvah.
I mean,
it comes with my credit card every month, and I don't do a Maisa. They charge my credit card. It's not a Maisa mitzvah.
The giving it. You mean, let's say I just said, Amir, you have to swipe the card. Let's say you didn't swipe the card.
It's a mitzvah moment. Yeah, it's not the same as Tikiyah Shofar where you're doing it.
Says the Mate Ephraim, Nira Shem Hischel Litkaya Umayim Shoisasin Al Berkov Poisek Ad Sheyichlu Hamayim B'choizut Kamerosh V'im Taka B'shosh Hamayim Hoyu Shoisasin O Yafil Matzot Sebe Mekayma Yatsa Umikamakam Yesh Loi Lachsev Litkaya B'li Bracha. You're definitely Yotzei. V'gam Yisham B'shizah B'shosh Mekayim Mitzvah Payal Hu Avoida V'in Lasas Avoida Derech Bizayin. You could say it's not kavod. I don't know. I'm not convinced you're not allowed to. Okay, weiter. Okay, Aser v'yachshav sham cheshboino is beisay v'yitza asav. Stam, some practical idea. You should do your bills in the bathroom. Bounce your checkbook in the bathroom. So you don't come to thinking about Torah. Shabbos, you should think about beautiful buildings. By the way, question, you're not allowed to put on tzitzis in the bathroom? Of course you're allowed to. In fact, The Bir Halacha writes in Siman Tav Kuf Peches, he asks on the Matei Ephraim, he says, since when do you now do mitzvahs in the bathroom? He says, you're allowed to put on tzitzis in the bathroom. V'heichon matzinu she'asar l'kayim mitzvah kishagufa einay naki ay b'makam she'ein naki hoy ma'asar lubosh tala shel arba kanvas kishagufa ay b'makam einay naki loy matzinu came b'shum makam. Yeah, so there you go. You're allowed to do a ma'asam. You're allowed to do a mitzvah in the bathroom. You don't have to take off your tzitzis in the bathroom. When you wear tzitzis, do you get a mitzvah? Yeah. Do you have to take it off when you go in the bathroom? Why don't you have to take it off? You're not going to be Mekayim mitzvahs in the bathroom. The answer is, Loi Matzinu, something like that. Rav Shlomo Zalman says like this, in Halicha Shlomo, Shekavanas berlacha Irak lechatchila, shetzarach lidchois as kiyam mitzvah satar ad sheyuchal kam b'makom naki. Avaloyli mana mishum kach milubosh tzitzis shemekayim mitzvahs v'charega oy min asinat tzedakah shemizamenos l'makom matunaf. In other words, if you're walking in a mavoy hamatunaf, an ani comes to you. She said, "No, I can't give you tzedakah here. It's there's a sewer passing by. I'll catch you tomorrow." No, says Rav Shlomo Zalman, you have to give it. It's only l'chatchila. It's a din l'chatchila. Okay, we could examine that further when we get up to Hilchos Tkiyah Shofar. Fine. Beveis hakisei. One more. Va'afilu b'toicha arba amos shal beis hakisei mimakim shekala areach gam ken asur lahar. Even within 4 amos of the beis hakisei, from the place that the smell stopped, it's also asur to think. Va'ayin le'el b'siman ayin tes mishabrosiv katan gimel kasav b'sefer toisvos yushalayim b'shem hayushami. De Beburski, in a tannery, asur lehispalel. It's asur to daven. Or to mention any matter of Kedusha. Now that's a problem, because I was in a tannery in Fez. It was the worst smelling place I was ever in my entire life. Actually, yesterday, I was in Los Angeles at the Aguda convention, and I met a Rav there who republishes Sfarim from Fez, and he restores Mekamis HaKadoshim in Fez. Anyway, he was maskim that the tannery over there was quite... but I did a clip over there. I don't know. Do I have to take it down? V'hu shehischal ha'ibod. That's what the tanning process began. Sheish reich rav avdan le'eschal mutar. If you didn't start yet, it's permitted. Pasha zman she'asur hu'afilu ha'uman atzmai she'morgu reich ra. Even the worker himself, who's used to the smell, ve'inoi margish kol shemnei elam achim mitzar mizah reich ra. Any time that other people would be mitzar, u'keda'el b'siman ayin tes sif aleph. Okay, Rabbi Isai, hold over here. Shkoyach. Yashkoyach to Rabbi Yeager for giving the Dvar Halach yesterday. Shkoyach. Kol tov.
Recording stopped.
You've just experienced another Torah class brought to you by TorahAnytime.com.